What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to Oscar's Cozy Corner. Gameloft are officially releasing Wishblossom Ranch onto the world tomorrow. It has come around so quickly, but for today, we finally gotten the patch notes for this DLC drop. As I've said in a few of my other videos leading up to this release, we did get a bunch of information with the showcase, probably all of the information we could ever wish to get about a new DLC, but we're going to take a look today at the patch notes and see if there's any additional info, maybe some tidbits in there that we do not know. Give us a little bit more of an insight into what's going to be coming with that expansion tomorrow. I know that you are going to be just as excited as I am, so I'm not going to keep you hanging around. Let's just jump straight into it, see what the patch notes have to offer, and see if we can find anything new. All right, here we go. Wishblossom Ranch update patch notes. I'm reading this for the first time with you, so let's take a look. If we scroll down, it says, "Hey, Valley Villagers. This week, our next expansion, Disney Dreamlight Valley Wishblossom Ranch releases, invites you to race over to the Dream Castle Stardust Port and embark on a new journey filled with mystery, wonder, rustic serenity, and lots of horses." It goes on to say that along with this expansion update, there will also be base game bug fixes and updates to the premium shop for everyone, which we were expecting because there are no premium shop items left at the moment in the rotation. Of course, we know that Wishblossom Ranch arrives on 19th of November 2025, and check out the details below. Let's take a little scroll down. So new content for Wishblossom Ranch expansion owners. Next stop, Wishblossom Ranch. Once the coziest relaxation destination in all the valley, this alpine ranch is now in a state of disrepair, and its residents now need your help to get it back up and running. Bring the once neglected ranch back to life and uncover the cause of the wish magic catastrophe affecting the surrounding lands. We do have an idea of the storyline based off what we saw in the showcase, of course. The next point is befriend, ride, and customize majestic horses, and then feed and take care of them to unlock their abilities. Of course, horses being the biggest feature of this DLC expansion. Discover the breathtaking alpine mountains of the Wishing Alps, home to the titular Wishblossom Ranch. Excellent use of titular. Here, you'll meet Snow White, the original princess from Disney's Snow White, who will help you care for the ranch and teach you how to bond with your horses. So Snow White sounds like she's going to be the one to introduce us to those horses and therefore those mounts. Later in the Wishblossom Heart, you'll meet Tinkerbell, the spirited fairy from Disney's Peter Pan, who will use her pixie dust to help you restore the Wishblossom Mountains to their original state. That makes sense. It tracks with kind of the information that we've received so far. So we'll meet Snow White first, kind of as we arrive in Wishblossom Ranch, and then later on when we go into the Wishblossom Heart, which I believe is inside the Crystal Caverns, that is where we meet Tinkerbell and kind of progress that story of bringing everything back to life and trying to stop the decay. You'll also befriend Maximus from Disney's Tangled, whose commanding determination will guide you as you journey to the Victorian-style Glamour Gulch. So Maximus is going to be the one to take us to find and unlock Cruella by the sound of it. I love that they're actually referencing it as Victorian style. We know it is because they did give us that little tidbit, but I love that they're leading into full Victorian glamour with the Gulch. There you'll encounter Cruella de Vil from Disney's 101 Dalmatians, whose distinct sense of fashion will leave its mark on your travels, and Khan from Disney's Mulan, who will assist you with his headstrong spirit. They did say when we got the information about the horses that we would be eating them. We're not going to be eating the horses, we're going to be meeting the horses incrementally. So it looks as though kind of we're going to go through the biomes one by one, I guess. At least in the story, we might be able to explore them a little bit quicker, but in the storyline, it seems as though Maximus will take us to the Gulch, and then the Gulch will help us find Khan. Khan will probably take us to Pixie Acres, which I guess is the next bullet point, so I should just read on. Finally, arrive at the whimsically overgrown Pixie Acres, where you'll meet Tigger from Disney's Winnie the Pooh, who will bring his infectious energy to your adventure, and Pegasus from Disney's Hercules, whose bravery will propel you forward. Actually, all of that makes sense when you put it together because they were shown in those respective biomes within the trailers that we got. So we did see Khan in the Gulch, we did see Pegasus in Pixie Acres, so the signs were there all along, I suppose, in the order that we're probably going to meet those Disney horses. It goes on to say, explore those new areas to discover deconstructed blueprints, a new form of crafting that can be found across every biome, repair items right where they stand with a little bit of pixie dust and gathered resources. So we are very excited for these blueprints. I am, at least, and given the response to my Wishblossom Ranch video, it seems like a lot of you are excited for those blueprints as well, and to be able to repair them and then purchase them from Scrooge after without having to craft them every single time. Love that. Cannot wait to get my hands on those. They do go on to say that Disney Dreamlight Valley Wishblossom Ranch launches with its complete main story available on day one, which of course we knew because they've changed approach this time around. No more parts, no more intervals, no more waiting. We're getting all of the content from day one. That does beg the question, are we going to see something else in the meantime, maybe in the summer next year, or are we going to wait an entire year for another DLC? Who knows on that front? And they do kind of repeat down here, 4 new villagers will be ready to join you in the valley, each accompanied by their own friendship quests and rewards to enjoy. And 3 Disney horses will also join your valley, along with their abilities to facilitate your daily tasks, which we do know quite a lot about. So in terms of the DLC, there's nothing in there that we didn't really know already. Sometimes they pop a few little bits in that go, oh, we didn't know that, but we knew pretty much all of that. So no surprises for this time around for the DLC patch notes, but that's okay. It's just tomorrow. Very exciting. So we're going to take a look at the new content and improvements available to all players, even if you do not have or purchase the DLC. Aha, okay. Celebrate the season with the Deluxe Winter Holiday Bundle. For the first time, you'll be able to update the look of your plaza, the Scrooge McDuck store, Chez Remy's restaurant, and more. This bundle will also include the magnificent holiday dream castle skin. That sounds quite exciting. The other part of me thinks that sounds very expensive. We know that the castle skin for Halloween was pretty expensive. I think it was 4,000 moonstones, 3,750, 4,000, around that number. So that was quite expensive by itself. And this bundle is going to include a castle skin as well as the plaza. So that's not the entire biome, I don't think. I'm guessing that's referencing the little square with the well on it, because that is clickable in furniture mode right now. So we did guess that that was going to be an update to come where we could change that plaza skin and Scrooge McDuck store and Chez Remy's restaurant into a holiday style, by the sound of it, Deluxe Winter Holiday Bundle. So we'll have to see. Will they make it all the same price as the Halloween skin, or will it be more expensive? Could it be our first 5, 6, 7,000 Moonstone bundle? I don't know how that will go down, but we'll just have to wait and see tomorrow. We've also got builders prepare, as this update also introduces the Icy Mountain River Kit and more winter-themed goods to the premium shop. So that's a little look or a little preview at what's coming to the premium shop for the next couple of weeks. Icy Mountain River Kit sounds really exciting. I know that many of us were asking for a non-tropical version, I guess, because the Neverland River Kit that we did get did have kind of tropical plants around it. So it sounds as though they've reskinned that and they've given us an icy version, which is going to be incredible. The builds with that will just be amazing. Here's hoping that maybe there's some larger rounded corners for us to make possibly circles, or at least slightly more rounded edges than the one we got with the Neverland River Kit. But I'm really excited to see what that turns out to be. I'm enjoying these little free updates as well, considering there is a base game update in just a couple of weeks. So it's very nice that they're giving some extras, even if they are Moonstone paid, to those who might not want to purchase or be able to purchase the DLC at the current time. And then finally, we can see villagers' favorite gifts and restaurant requests will no longer be impacted by expansion content, resources, meals, etc. until the player enters that expansion. That's really handy. So way back when I was a Apple Arcade player, I had never been to Eternity Isle, and a lot of the requests for favorite gifts and restaurant requests were meals and resources that I didn't have because I'd never been there, and I wasn't ready. I kind of wanted to play the base game first and then go to the expansion. So that's a nice little touch. It just means you don't have to force yourself to go to the expansion and unlock those things just to be able to give gifts, if that's the case. So I like that. It's a very small but impactful update for a lot of players, I'm sure. As usual, there are a bunch of bug fixes and changes. So fix an issue in the definition of a hero quest where the required characters were not properly mentioned in the quest. Fixed an issue in protecting the camp where only 9 out of 10 seeds would register as watered. There's lots of bug fixes that they tend to do which do not have a massive amount of impact outside of those little fixes and those quests. So if you are stuck with something, if there is a bug in the game right now, head on over to the patch notes, take a look, see if that fix has been referenced. If it hasn't, get back onto Gameloft and let them know you need it fixing as soon as possible. All right, gang, that is it for this video. I do hope you enjoyed that little look at those patch notes. Again, nothing too major in there, nothing too big that we didn't already know about, but it's great to see all of that information just contained in one place and keeps the hype going for tomorrow when we get that DLC. If you did enjoy this video, feel free to give it a like. Maybe subscribe to the channel for more Disney Dreamlight Valley content. There is plenty more to come as we explore this DLC over the next couple of weeks and months. I know that many of you have let me know already what you're most looking forward to in the Wishblossom Ranch, but let me know down in the comments below if there's anything in these patch notes that surprised you or caught you off guard. But with all that being said, I'm going to leave it there for today, so I will catch you in the next one, and I will, of course, see you in the valley and on Wishblossom Ranch.